Aora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Adra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Engwithan had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Adra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. But maybe the gods weren't finished with us. My God came back. He would forgive us. Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
So you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
A watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And Did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Sit, please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember. Does everything appear to be in order? Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Berath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction. The gods offered you boons in exchange for resolving the Hollowborn crisis. What did you do with the souls?
Tell me, do you remember when we last met? You did.
She places a card on the table, showing a tall tower with the gods' constellations arrayed around it in the sky. She places a card in the middle of the arrangement, a bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Eothas. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Eothas stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Adra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him. No, but neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Adra.
I know. It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aethys still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel. Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life and death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals. Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you, to open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door. The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Eder watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling? Me? You don't remember?
Eder points at his face, which he seems to be arranging into his most recognizable expression. Receiving no response, he shrugs.
I'm the captain of this boat, and I was real big back in Deerwood. Had this keep called Cadnua. I was famous. And I was what you'd call a watcher. I'd go around talking to dead folks and creeping out just about everyone who saw.
He holds up his hands with fingers curled to mimic claws.
You're just some farmer. Likes to follow me around. Take most of the beating for me when we get attacked. Don't worry, it'll all come back. Well, maybe it was you who was going around being a creepy watcher. I get mixed up easily. But that fortress was mine, I remember that. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. How you feeling? Sure, you've been out a long time.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cadnua.
Cadnua has been destroyed. Aethus possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethus withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Misfortune's brewing topside. Magrans fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
Make some use of it.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
We here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm? I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune. give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
And then he's going to wear his breeches on his head and dance for us? Did I hear that right?
Aye, but the breeches are gonna be stitched from your skin. You got a smart mouth on ya. Careful. That'll get you killed faster than any blade. Listen up, mates. I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You heard, Bandwidth! After him!
Defend the ship!
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand. If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there. So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Don't know, but it's real pretty.
Difficult to say for certain. The Deadfire is spotted with islands, some quite small. The good news is that if the storm hasn't spun us round entirely, I'd say we're in charted waters. I believe the Valian Trading Company operates in the region. Hence that little visit from that wretched pirate captain.
I'd shout for Aethys, but I'm worried he'd hear me and come over.
I'm afraid I won't be much assistance in that regard. And not to doubt Master Eder's capacity, but even he would need supplies.
That's true. Steak, especially.
Patching the hull is only the start. You're going to need help getting the Defiant out to sea again. And a crew, for that matter.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lord, If it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
May I assist? Now this I can use. You ask so little.
Help! Somebody! Blanca! You're looking better, Casita. That, or I'm worse off than I thought. It's my leg, Mythical. It hurts even worse than it looks. I wasn't planning on going for a run, Casita. It still hurts, but I can manage from here. Agrasima. Have you found any of the others yet? I'll start a fire. If any of the others are out there, hopefully they'll see it and turn up.
At once.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
Clever gambit.
Hey. Well, don't see why not.
I have this feeling I've done this before.
Could be a fight. Suey! Suey!
At your service. Naturally.
Hey, fancy seeing you here. I can't see much of anything, really, apart from you. Just endless gray. What happened? Storm? That's strange. You'd think a man would recall a storm. It's like someone cut away a part of my memory. There's just this big black hole. It's weird. I thought death would be different. Big light and so on. But I don't see anything at all. Just you. Oh. Suppose that sounds nice enough. I'll follow you then, shall I?
Still seeing ghosts, huh? I suppose you're stuck with that.
Watcher, over here! It is good to see you well, Watcher. I believe the boars were hoping for easy meat. The bosun, Beedle, is in that cave over there. Ran in after a boar. Stubborn old dwarf. I was able to calm one of the boars with a spell. For a time, at least. By the time I was through, I had lost sight of Beedle. I remained here, hoping he would return quickly. He has not. After we made landfall, you mean? I woke and Beedle was close by, swearing fit to bring Adra's wrath upon us a second time. We began to search for supplies. I came over this way in hopes of gathering some of that blood moss over there. I thought it might be of use. I imagine the boars had the same idea. I will make for the campfire. I must get this pistol cleaned if it's going to be of any use. Be careful in there, Captain.
There's nothing for miles.
You read my mind?
Spy! Magran, here! My flame burns yet! Is that ye? You woke just in time for the fun. Fighting off motherless raiders one moment, flung into the freezing depths of Adra's bosom the next. Aye. Magran learns us poor bastards that a little excitement's good for the heart. Aye, but almost mad ain't fully mad. Ah, old Durance. The goddess shan't forge another like him in our lives, Captain.
Can we go back on the ship now?
That's unkind. You're the one decided to pluck this wean from the wilds of Engferth. Blame that stone steward of yours for bringing the furry maid along.
Uncle Engram, you promised me ale.
Later, sweetie. Uncle Engram's thirsty too.
Yeah? Hey, this brings back some memories, huh? I like that feeling, knowing we'd stopped Theos. We were part of something big. And that was something I never felt before, not even at war. Guess I went looking for it again. Not that I wanted to tangle with gods, but something smaller. Something I thought I could manage. Well, there's a group of Aethasians in Deerwood, the night market. Go around helping other Aethasians in secret. Sort of like the Leaden Key, guess you could say. Except not a bunch of craven lunatics. So this one night I'm at a tavern and this fella has a disagreement with me. Game of Orland's head he'd lost some money at. And I'm bashing his head into the target when he notices I got this pendant with a symbol of Aethys on it. So we get to talking, and it turns out he's an all-right fella. Runs with the night market. And after he was feeling better a month or two later, he introduced me to some folks in the group, and they let me in. Well, it depended. The jobs we did, I got to help a lot of folks. A lot of times it was helping folks get out of bad situations, getting them set up with better ones. I liked that. But the group had problems. A lot of different ideas how to run things. Sometimes it cost the people we were trying to help. And I don't know if that was something we could have avoided, or if it was the cost of trying to fix things. If you like. The air is different. Especially compared to Gilded Vale, where there's more livestock than shovels. Sounds different, too. You wake up to all those bird calls, it really does sound like they're making music. If the birds woke you in Gilded Vale, it was usually a couple crows making the most horrible mating noises you ever heard. Strange thing is, I still get this feeling in me like I wish I was home. I don't know. I've still got this picture of him in my mind from when I was a kid in church. It's nothing like what we're seeing. Just like it was nothing like Widewind. But that first image, that's still what Aethys is to me.
Child's play.
I guess we're not the first to head this way. Hey, Watcher.
Seal Mesmith. What's our plan? Naturally. A clever gambit? Shall we give Quev? Seal Mesmer. May I assist? At your red. My mind. Child's play.
Shall we give them a war?
Silmes Mythical. Try not to bleed on my cloak. What's our plan? The strangest feeling. I've done the child's play.
Told him not to bring that thing in there. Didn't like the look of it one bit. But no one daren't speak poor of his precious animancy tech. Special gift from his contact, he says. Now it's acting all weird. Gives me the damn creeps. You feel it too, right? Like it's looking straight through you? Came out here to get away. Couldn't stand it staring at me anymore. Then... Oh, my memory's fuzzy. Anyway, you want a Benwiths? Haven't seen you for, but he's been bringing all sort of new folks on lately. Can't hardly keep track. I think I remember something about a boat. Yeah, and some screaming. Look, maybe we should stick together. Feels right, you know? Well, with you being the only other thing around and all. I can give you a hand with, spirity stuff. And I've always wanted to be a ghost. Look at us, all in accords. We like two peas. I just hope you know where you're going, because I ain't got half a clue.
Let's take a look.
You'll want to see this. Pirates! Adra take your scabrous souls for fish food.
Bayadol! Still alive and calling everybody scabrous, I see. Well, now we got a bosun. Just need a boat.
Eder! And I see that corpse we've been carting around is looking a slight more sprightly. Good to see the two of you, but mind your step. I've got myself in a spot of trouble. Been trying to find a way past without losing a leg or getting a face full of poison. Clever, that. Though, it's a good thing none of them were of the exploding variety. Eld Ingram would have gotten a kick out of that, I bet. It's just bats and stinking corpses in this cave. You find anyone else? Then I'll head that way myself. See you on the beach, Captain. You'll want to see this. A clever gambit. You've just made my life.
I hope nobody saw that.
What's a metal killing machine doing out here by himself in a cave anyway? Collecting his thoughts?
You read my mind.
Well, that's gonna be hard to clean. That art looks about as good as it smells at this point.
You've just made my list. Whoever. Silmes Mythical.
That order's too tall.
At your service. Naturally.
Let's take a look.
Watch an artist. That wasn't so hard.
Keeping an eye out. What do you need? Hey, doors.
I'll boil up some water. We'll have a spy at that leg of yours.
Should have seen me with that barrel, Engrim. I showed it who's boss.
Magrin gives some of us simpler trials than others.
What a mess. We'll be needing help getting the Defiant off the ground. We got turned around in that storm. Hard to be sure just where we are. Not much chance of us moving the ship on our own, but we're in charted waters. There's bound to be a town nearby.
They warned me strange things would come following you, Watcher.
Good news, Captain. I found some supplies must have washed ashore. Even better, I've located some spirits. The mundane kind, I mean. Nothing that requires your talents, Watcher. Not a one. We've come away from this one limping, Captain. But we live to see the next battle through. Kithriv here. I ken that much. Means we're a sight better off than we could be. Of course, it's surely pirate territory. They have a number of bolt holes out this way. I'd nae be surprised if that cave up north is one of them. Could be they lie in wait for us even as we speak. It's just the lot of us now, Captain. You'd best head into town, see about supplies and repairs. I'll keep an eye on the ship.
Better see what that crowd's about.
What if the giant comes this way?
Please, everyone stay calm. Please, everyone remain calm. I assure you I will do everything in my power to get you the answers you need. Our friends among the Huana
have offered you hospitality and safety from the storms.
Yes. I think we are all keenly aware of the debt of gratitude we owe to the...
I have personally seen to the safety of your homes. Now you will do the same for our families.
What about our families?
What about the ships? How are we supposed to feed ourselves? If everyone would...
It's one of the pirates.
Everyone stay calm. I think it's clear our guest is nothing of the sort. 2 of my guards reported a ship flying deer wooden colors, fallen prey to a private vessel. That would be your ship, I assume.
That would make him lucky. Your own vessels do not usually fare so well.
Quite. Perhaps not, but I suspect some good can come of this. Per complanca, everyone, forgive me. I believe this matter requires my attention. You have my word that I will keep you apprised of any changes. Especially you, Mr. Ikawa.
Do not flatter me with Valian titles. You are distracted with your newcomer and wish me gone. But I will not go far, Governor Clario.
Grande. As for you, stranger, let us speak at my estate. We'll discuss your predicament.
I am for friendlier fires. If you would speak, seek me out in our village. Accept the light, and you shall be redeemed.
Sei futtito! Madicchio! I did not sign up to be burned!
This flame is not for purification. It is for illuminating the darkness. Sanctification comes only as a result of your journey. But the light will guide your way. Aethys has returned at last, but it's not too late to redeem ourselves.
As surely as my fingers are webbed, I tell you, gone, never left.
Sakes alive, Wanglith. Ain't we got more pressing matters to attend to than a baptism? We just missed one of the biggest reapings of all time. What about the souls that need us?
Do not push me on this, you wayward child. You'd leave the living forlorn to service the dead?
Here, I'll light them all at once. Hell yeah, it is. I call that the... Are you by any chance looking to help the people I saw die in my dreams? I'm guessing you're not here for the baptism. No, I don't think you are. You got this feeling about you, like you got a greater purpose to see to. Knew it! Gon's been calling me here. Left the breadcrumbs in my dreams. I need to get inland. If you're going, I could help you. Swear on my soul. There are souls needing their last rites. Gotta shine them the light, else they might get lost.
Enough nonsense, Xoti. No one knows if anyone's even died. You've no business going in there, risking your own safety, risking our mission.
Wenglith, you guide the living and I guide the dead. Gon bids it and I dreamed it. Leave it be. We all serve our purposes. So what's yours? I think I know what you are. And here you are, following my god. Watcher, will you take me with you? I know an offer rare as hen's teeth when I hear it. Yeah, I'm taking it. You won't regret this.
Hey.
At least take care, child. Come back to us in one piece. If not for my sake, then Samhain's.
So don't tell her. What the High Priestess doesn't know won't hurt her.
The children of the Dawn Stars. I wondered if we'd run into them down here. There's someone I used to know, just an old friend. Came out here to settle with them last I heard. Maybe we should ask around, see if she's still out here. Might be she can help us.
Just a friend, huh?
Oh, well, both grew up in Gilded Vale, same temple. All right. We used to, you know. She was real loud, too. Used to have to cover her mouth or she'd get the dog howling in the next room. I knew you'd understand. You're gonna like her. I got a good feeling.
Hoo-wee! About time we took a breather. My feet are blistered something fierce. Tell me what's on your mind? Reckon not. But I can't help but be a touch wayward. I don't take it too far. My mom caught me once necking in the Merkberry stalks. And of course I fight. But I've not done much more than that. And I don't use the real ugly words. Sometimes the feelings, they just come tumbling right out of me. Gods darn it. We talking during the Saints' War or after he died? Well, before he died, he was still Aethys as the majority of my brethren know him. Aethys embodied a human, and when that human got blown to bits, we all believed Aethys died. And I think a part of him did, the part he'd most closely woven into living flesh, the part that represented life, and rebirth after death. Which means the part of him that could have survived, that stormed across the Deadfire seas, was the side more aligned with obsidian, rot, and falling away. That which is death. I really only know what my folks taught me. Aethys embodied Saint Widwin, but during the war, he got blown to bits. That's the thing about human bodies. Eventually, they all gotta die. As the god of rebirth, of course, Aethys would be coming back. But where I differ from my family's view, and my High Priestess's view, is that I've studied the apotheosis of Gone. And I know all about the backside, the downward swoop, the death part of the cycle of life. Obsession, rot, regrowth. What's gone can never be again. What comes back is changed. Always. Even if what comes back is a god. Then you mean gone? Sure, maybe my god still answers to Aethys as well. Why not? But Aethys died, and death requires change. He ain't what he was. Not in exactly the same way. That's why I think his other aspect, his darkness in the light, is what's burning brighter in him now. No need to fiddle-foot around. I'm listening. Yeah, it's best we gotta move on.
At your service.
Well, don't worry about it then.
You watch over her, you hear? That's one of ours whose fate you've taken into your hands. And you know her better than her own brethren?
You look, but you never see me. The Watcher's got a keen eye, spotted my potential.
Please just guard her well. Protect her purity and her godliness. The body is a shell. It's her soul that'll suffer if she steps from the path of righteousness. Do you seek a blessing from the light? If it's a fellow missionary you seek, then you might talk with Nordegand at the temple in Nekataka. She's been around a while, knows more of us than most anyone else. Xoti! Blessed child, you returned to the flock. What news do you bring us from the High Priestess?
Don't get comfy, 'cause I ain't here to stay. I'm finally doing Gone's will, thanks to the Watcher.
So I now see. Do you seek a blessing from the light? You chose wisely. Endurance is the path to perfection. Hand me your palm. We'll strengthen your spirit through tribulation. This flame lacks the flicker of guidance, but it will purify both flesh and soul. Let the pain absolve your sins. And now for the benediction. What I speak, you repeat after me. Godly Redeemer and bringer of light, who shepherds his flock through the labyrinth of hell. Though you currently rest in peace, we remain devoted until the time of your revival. We believe in your coming rebirth, in the restoration of your holy greatness. And we now beseech you to banish the shadows of the unfaithful and wash away the sins of our past. Good. The light accepted you for its host. Go and be well. Walk within the light, and you shall not falter.
At you ask so little.
No word from the Animancers?
Not a thing.
Fresh fish! Race you to the coral.
No contest.
What? Just because you have webbed fingers and I can't swim?
You are a strange man.
I have many fish here to trade. I caught them myself.
Ado, begging your pardon for the mess, sir. We are still recovering from the storm. We have supplies here for the paying customer. Provisions for the road, perhaps? Have a look.
naturally. What marvelous carvings!
Oh, yes. This one is many centuries old. Blessed by Xoti herself.
Magnificent!
Here you find civilization, amigo. But outside these walls, the jungle will eat you alive. That is, unless you prepare yourself, ne? A wise and prudent decision.
You have to do something. Any of us could be next.
Oh? I cannot imagine who might wish to harm you, Mestre. Per complanker, don't tell me you're here to complain too. The virus. Are they recruiting right off the docks? You would think the Juana were storming the Kraken's Eye as we speak. A fight, Mestre. One of the Juana women attacked a merchant. He has come out the worse for it. Now every nationale in town wets himself in terror of losing his coin to the Aumaua. We would bring in the thief, but Clario would not have us march into the village and defend Ikawa. Much longer, and I do not think any of us will have a choice in the matter. If you wanted the details of it, speak to Rinko himself. He will delight in telling you the tale.
have the strong feeling I've done this before.
I'm keeping Papa company till he's better.
Who's there?
Tori, is that you? Wait, who are you?
I know exactly how he feels. And I beat up a lot of folks just the same way.
Come to laugh? Mythical. This would not have stood in Ozia. Maybe you are right. So you are visiting. What do you want? These Juana. They are an unreasonable people. I was enjoying a night of cards when one of them attacked me, out of nowhere. I had not spoken a word to her, the mad devil. Look what she did to me, my ear. When the fighting is over, she takes my coin purse and strides away, bold as anything. I was deep into my cups. It was not a fair contest to begin with. The governor lets the Juana do as they please, and this is the result. I should be out there, helping to find our people. My wife, Zenetta, she is out there, and Listen, I am without other means. She took my coin purse, my wages. How am I to pay the governor? How am I to feed my son? That woman should be in the stocks. The guards do nothing. But you've heard me out at least. Do me the kindness of retrieving that coin purse, and I will give you what I can spare. They call her Mokeha. I imagine she is back in her village, feeling proud of herself, no doubt. Follow the road as it bends north. Then west. You can't miss it. A pile of sticks and straw.
Mama brings me stuff from her work sometimes. Real old stuff.
Sientere. But if you have something to report, you'll have to take it to the commander. I've been asked to keep watch over this house. As if anyone would bother with this pazzo.
Without more guards. Yes? What is it I can do for you? We are stretched thin. The storm speaker did much to help, but much of the town has flooded. Now we are awash in homeless citizens and stranded merchants, to say nothing of the cultists out there. Now I have Ilari's people making trouble up on Gorechi Street. His little gang is looting everything they can get their hands on, and the Bozzo kicks up his heels like a prince.
Lucky for you that I'm around. I, humbly offer my services. Let me out and I will bring you this Ilari's teeth.
Shut it, Rigere. Something you wanted? Kue, I cannot say it would not be welcome, but you are only recently arrived, and not I here by choice. Why do this? We have suffered misfortune, it is true. But I do not think we have given the gods cause to involve themselves. It was only a storm. The rest, greed and opportunity. Gorechi Street is in the western part of town. Just walk until you hit water. We don't need a bloodbath. I'm sure there's a peaceful solution to resolve this. I'd appreciate your looking for it. We lost no one to the storm, but many homes have been damaged. And the people are terrified of this giant the scouts reported. It is chaos, pure and simple, but things might have been far worse. What happened? I showed the drunken fool more patience and respect than he deserved, and he struck me without warning.
Sientere, Savia. You know that I was aiming for Darmo's pretty face. Ado, stranger. Or is it captain? You have the carriage of a captain. A noble bearing all around. Apretta, you must free me. I am a creature of the sea. I am not meant for this dark place. I will dry and wither like a landed fish. Do I know ships? He asks. I know every vessel on these waters, every one. From the galleon to the... every one of them, sir. You have enemies? These fists will drive them into the waiting arms of the sea goddess. I did no one any harm. I am at the Kraken's eye so often Thorol should pay me. I sample every bottle for quality. My loyalty has given him heirs. I would have paid what I owed in time, had I the coin.
You walked out on a tab, Rigere, nothing to boast of. And then you crawled up to the governor's estate, pissed on the steps, and resisted arrest.
Merla, I do not remember that at all. Right on the steps? I am sorry for the last. I tell you, Savia, I cannot help my magnificent reflexes. You were being very grabby. You see how fate has brought us together? The ice-hearted guard, she has set my fine at 400 pyres. I have... none. I flounder here until the debt is paid. A matter of coin. 400 beautiful coins. That or the key, yes? The door is the thing. The commander, she guards the keys like a jealous wife. It would take steady hands to slip it from her pocket. That is, if you have need of keys at all. You think me idle to ask this of you and do nothing? I have scratched, sir, a little mortar from beneath the bars at the window at every chance. The stonework, it is very strong. I can do nothing by hand. With tools, perhaps. With explosives, for certain. Norgund, in the Kraken's eye, he carries many such useful items. All for legitimate use, of course. Animancers, They love explosives.
Keeping out of trouble? A little jest. What is it? Eccoci. Why should I do that? To show my appreciation for his aim? Ruggieri is a drunk and a fool. Do not trouble yourself on his behalf. Something you wanted? Diverus? Well, good riddance to him. It's your coin to spend.
Carasima, Captain. See you at your ship.
What can I do you for? Sure thing.
Let's take a look.
That one. Let me fetch my tools. That wasn't so hard. I won't be gone long. Strangest feeling I've done this before.
Ah, yes, there you are. As governor and under the auspices of the Valiant Trading Company, please allow me to officially welcome you to Port Maje.
I'd like to say the pleasure's all mine, but I try not to lie. Don't worry, I'm only here on account of him.
Of course. I see you've been as quick to involve yourself as ever. Apologies for that little drama outside. These are confusing times, and people often react poorly to uncertainty. Between the storm, the pirates, and the, well, certain strange events, we are all a little on edge. Is that so? You've clearly come a long way. It's not a short journey from here to the Deerwood. Just what brought you out this way? Now, to the matter of your ship. You're stranded, are you? It was a rough landing by all reports. Unfortunately, our own ships are in no condition to sail. We've had dealings with the pirates ourselves. They've taken their share of supply ships. The storm saw to those berthed in the harbor. All that said, I believe I may have a solution, provided you're willing to help me in turn. Cadnua? A dear wooden castle, is it? An interesting proposal, to be sure, but I'm afraid the matter at hand is rather urgent. I have the guards on the lookout for pirate vessels looking to take advantage of whatever damage the storm caused. We've cannons enough to see them off, but I need every man ready to use them. There is a site of some considerable value elsewhere on the island. A value to the trading company, you understand. In point of fact, it's the very reason any of us are here. You're familiar with the luminous Adra trade? It's also quite valuable. When refined, it sells for considerable sums. The trading company has invested a lot of time and money into locating sites suitable for mining and processing. How indeed? That, I'm afraid, will remain a trade secret. We, and I hope you understand that these matters require some discretion, have one such outpost on the other side of the island. A successful venture, up until very recently. We sought to improve the refinement process. To that end, we hired some of the brightest minds in the field of animancy and brought them out here to lend their expertise. And then one evening, a storm rolls in out of nowhere, and my scouts begin to report that the giant has marched its way across the island towards my dig site. What am I to make of that? We haven't heard from Mestre Odorisi since, nor any of his assistants, or the workers. I must know what has happened. If Odorisi, if his work is lost, then everything that we have worked for is at risk. You say you are hunting this thing. Well, that is where it went. You need a ship? I need information. Do this for me, and I will set half the town to work on freeing your vessel. Well, if Eothis happens to strike down the council, perhaps then I will have time to spare for him. Do not, please do not repeat that. We each have our debts. Whatever you believe is going on, you can see it for yourself. That is precisely what I want. Why, take his report on the situation and remind him that he's under certain contractual obligations. And relay my deep relief at his good health, of course.
I told you what happened, but you wouldn't listen to me. We could have prepared for this level of destruction. But what do I know? I'm just a priestess with prophetic dreams.
The Huana storm speakers should have kept the worst of the weather at bay. I can't imagine what else might have happened. There are wild beasts on the island, but they wouldn't have attacked an active dig site. Gilard, then we are agreed. I will assign men to keep watch over your ship. You will find the dig site on the eastern side of the island. I'll mark it on your map here.
You'll do it for the Watcher, but not for me? I see how it is.
Yes. Why wouldn't I want a pack of Dawn Stars crawling over my Adra mine in search of their lost deity? One more thing. If you should recover Odorisi's notes, know that they would be of great value to me.
Yeah? Happy to oblige.
Hey, watch it.
May I assist? Gambit. Naturally.
Something must be wrong with my vision. No matter how much I blink, I cannot make out more than blurry lights in the darkness. But you are quite blinding. Dead? Oh, but this is terrible.
Let me ease this one's pain, Watcher. Think it suits me?
May I... Child's play.
Nothing but endless grey mist. This is not the afterlife I was promised. You seem to know where you are going.
Watcher, you're talking to a lost soul, aren't you? I'll just shine them the light real quick.
Clay? You the invasion force, big man? Deadfire company send you out ahead? Merle, she must be desperate. Not so desperate as to come here on her knees to beg for herself, but she sent you. No, there's my answer. I get my cut. There's no sense in ruining a good thing. A favor? Merle, I should buy her dinner, maybe. Done. I'll do it. Bon piacco. Can't be too bad, having a commander in your pocket. Tell Xavier this isn't permanent. Second the water clears up and things are back to normal, we're through. I'll spread the word. Gorechi Street is under lawful protection now.
Got a weight in my lantern now. Almost feel like I can hear the soul when I jostle it around. With every soul, my lantern's getting heavier and heavier in my hand. I did, recently with you. You were walking the depths of the ocean, but you didn't drown. And in your hand, you gripped the key to Aora's end. I've seen stars wreathing a statue's brow, and souls flowing like tears over gleaming Adra. And then my god headed into the heart of the storm, where he could find the darkness. Tell me what's on your mind? My folks, you might say they're not your typical Aethasians. Sure, they cling to the light more than the darkness. But the war, it touched my family, and it changed them. Killed some. Not that I remember firsthand. The others toughened, turned survivors. That much I saw with my own eyes, even years later. Of course, there were few and spread out. Most don't keep to temples. Soul shepherding requires travel. My aunt's the one who taught me about the cycle of life and death, how everything happens in stages. Whether forwards or backwards, from seed to rot to rebirth again, it's all just states of existence and balance. See? That's how I first learned about the slice of Gone within Aethys. After that, I read all the doctrines of Gone, anything and everything I could get my hands on. The 12 books of Nearwith, plus the epistles from the minor prophets. A lot of them aren't a part of today's canonization, but that doesn't mean they're wrong. It's tradition for the youngest born to take up the priesthood of Aethys. Well, I did it in my own way. No need to fiddle-foot around. I'm listening. You need me, I'll be 2 whoops and a holler away.
You read my mind.
Amura's winds blow sweet upon you.
I do not know you. You were looking for Kawa? Rinko? The Valian? You jest, Akira. I should have thrown him into the sea. He dares to call me a thief? What else? The Valians are fools. But Akawa wishes to trade, so we must be patient. We must save them from Nagate's storms, even when they ignore our advice. Ikawa told me I should see the tavern, speak with their people, learn patience. The trader Eophania, she taught me to play Valian cards. A simple game, but none would play with me in the tavern. Not until Rinko. I thought him kind until I proved the victor, and he grew angry. Until he stood in front of his kin and called me a Mataru of Satahuzi, a filthy islander and a cheat. For that, yes, I beat him. Why does this concern you? I am no thief. Do you mean to insult me? I am Mataru. I am the guard in Satahuzi. I defend this village. If I see fit to punish a man, it is my duty. That is not the same. This has long been our island. I did not consider this. He is Kwaru. It is not in him to fight for the village. Perhaps I was impatient. I will not. But I will ask Akawa to send a healer. Perhaps that will quiet his whimpering. Here, take it. I have no need for his Valian coin.
They told me what became of your ship. I say again that you are lucky. It is the only ship that survives. I could protect Port Maje, or else its ships, but not both. Perhaps Clario thinks I chose poorly. To a storm speaker, the storm is a friend, gentled by a word. And Satahuzi is blessed with several storm speakers. We were able to shield the village from much of the weather. Some of it is mere luck. Most of our canoes were here by the shore. We did lose one of our voyagers. It will take some work to replace it. Better than it may seem. Clario can be reasoned with, especially if one approaches him with coin in their pocket. He is not a cruel man. I suspect he might even enjoy life on the island if he were free of his masters. Akira, do not all people trade for the same reason? The Valians have brought us guns, medicine, wine, and food. Some of them we have even convinced to help with the canoes. My people have come to enjoy these things. The medicine has helped many of the children recover from fever. We gain from this peace. So long as Clario keeps his company masters away, we lose little. Yes, one of the old titans, say the priests. Adra is angry. The why, our priests do not know. I am only glad it has journeyed elsewhere. Ngati, Adra's realm, harbors many great beasts. They say the ancestors of the Kahanga tribe, and so their queen, hold pacts with such creatures. My priests wonder if this is her doing. Yes, one of the old titans, said Aethys. Is it redemption you seek, then? You risk much to chase a god across the sea. The Dawn Stars, too, wish to meet this god. What if he does not wish to be found? Yes, but it will take Clario's assistance. Convince him, and I will aid you. You are one of his people now. It falls on him to protect you. Yes, I do not know. Most fled the sight of it, and Clario has provided little information. This was the subject of our argument. Perhaps he will tell you more.
At once.
Fancy a look at the wares, my friend? Cozy spot, right? Not much competition apart from the basket lady. And the Hawana have coin to spend and goods to trade, same as the rest. Best goods on the island.
No, never talk. Just go. Leave this forest. Go leave these islands. Go return from where you've been. Said as if a word never hurts a person. You go. Speak quickly then. Your words disturb this place. Learning. The boar teach much about survival if one listens, if one watches. So sing. So say those who know. This question helps neither of us, I say. Always you foreign sorts speak of your changing god. I say you know nothing of change, and less of the hunt. What of them, then? Then I need a reason. I say I do not. That is plenty reason. They are not mine to give, nor yours to take. You want a boar, friend? You go make your own. No, your sort always want. This forest is not yours. This land is not yours. Go, leave. Then go, take this. They protect you if you speak true. They tear out your throat if no.
This is a work of... May I assist? Agreed. A clever gambit.
Watch your weight. If you'll spare me a minute, I'd like to perform a last rite for these poorly departed souls. Please, Watcher. Without my guidance, they might have a hard time finding the light. Mighty kind of you. This here's a final call for all souls. Last stop for the lost. Gather round now, I'll cut you loose and haul you into the light. I had to try. It's my honored duty to reap and shepherd departed souls during their journey to being reborn. With Aethys dead, me and the other reapers gotta gather as many souls as we can. We'll keep him safe until Gon returns to Hell and can take him into his divine embrace. I'm keeping lost souls. And here. And that's all I care to say for now. Let's go.
Could be a fight.
Take that! Looks like trouble.
Try not to bleed. You've just made my list. May I assist? Naturally.
You out there, are the beasts gone?
Perfetto! We are saved!
Me and the Watcher? We're always happy to help.
Governor Clario must have sent you to rescue us, no? But you do not look like one of his guards.
I told you the governor does not care about us. This is all about profit. For him, the rest of the Valiant.
Caloste! You are here, and that is what matters. Somewhere to the north, I think. By the mercy of all the gods, it must be miles away now. I do not know why, but it seemed drawn to the pillar of luminous Adra we were excavating. He is still in the ruins, we think. We were taking measurements of the luminous Adra when something strange began happening.
Fascinating. The pillar started to dim, the ground shook, and our instruments showed unusual variations.
That's when those of us with a grain of sense got into the cage.
Something we made to protect ourselves from surges in the luminous Adra. Those have not been a problem, but I am grateful today for unnecessary precautions. The Colossus, some kind of construct made from luminous Adra. It passed through the arena toward the pillar. Moments later, the pillar went dark, and all of our colleagues outside the cage froze, like they turned to ash.
That is when the panthers and worms showed up, started going through the tents. It was awful, but Engferth...
Some of our people are still missing in the ruins, including Oderisi, our lead researcher. It is possible he managed to hide. Most of the ruins are that way, through the door next to the ramp. If you are going below, you should take Engferth with you.
Hey, he looks just like...
Engferth knows a great many spells. At first, he even cast fire to chase away the panthers.
Until the flames nearly caught one of the tents. Outside of this cage, his skills would be a boon. I do not expect the ruins will be any safer. Many of our people remained behind, which has surely attracted more wildlife. It would be prudent to take help, as long as Engferth is willing to go.
I would be happy to assist. I don't think that's really...
He has only been with us a few weeks. He is inexperienced, but he came with a glowing recommendation from an academy in Celona.
That is surely a generous overstatement. Surely we don't have time for...
A pupil of unnatural talent is the phrase I recall. It seems he was loved and regarded by almost all his instructors, though misunderstood, I gathered, by his fellow students.
I cannot imagine why.
Really, this helpful stranger surely has more important things to worry about. That's quite a...
Students come from all over the world to study animancy in the Republics, especially since it is still forbidden in places like Eder.
But Engferth's story is especially sad. He was only a boy when both his parents died in a fire.
He came to the Deerwood and lived at the manor of a wealthy older uncle until he also died. In a fire.
If that's all, then perhaps we should be off. I don't think that's...
He has only been with us.
That is surely a generous... If that's all, then perhaps we should be off.
Be careful, amico.
I shall try. Thank you for your discretion. I'm certain you have many questions, but I fear they must wait until we're off this island.
It seemed like a convenient story. Besides, you do have the oldest soul of anyone I know. I shall miss their company, though this only confirms that animancy is a hazardous pursuit at best. That's a rather long story. The short version, for now, is that I'm gathering information on local animancy operations. But I could ask you the same. Well, there's never a dull moment with you.
We can speak more freely once we're away from Port Maje. For now, let us find Odorisi.
At your service. Naturally. Could be a fight.
I think that's beyond me.
May I assist? Agreed.
Yes? Yes?
I won't be gone long.
Trouble up ahead.
Let me fetch my tools. I've had practice.
No mercy! Lava beyond die!
Aye? You read my mind.
I'll see what I can...
Indeed.
Yes? Of course. Nice and quiet.
You'll want to see this.
They'll fall by my hand.
Nuh-uh, didn't work.
At your service.
Let's take a
Child's
look.
Play. May I assist? How curious. A clever gambit. I'm not especially keen on taking orders from disembodied voices, you know. Poor fools. They were unprepared for this.
I'll try not to get roasted.
Foes ahead.
You've just made a whip. At your service.
I shall be discreet.
Agreed. Watch an artist at work. I've had practice.
I see a soul in the darkness, one ready for reaping.
So much for the whip.
Not to alarm you, but I'm slowly dying of poison.
May I assist? Naturally.
I see the wits of their eyes.
At your service. Naturally.
Dimming the lantern. I see a soul in the darkness, one ready for reaping. hardly seems fair.
What a mess! Somehow it always ends in bloodshed. At your service. I'm not especially keen on taking orders from disembodied voices.
I see trouble.
May I assist? Child's play.
I see the wits of their eyes.
That hardly seems fair.
Ah, lava beyond seek.
May I assist? You ask so little.
Don't think I can. I shall. Aye?
Dim in the lantern.
That's Odorisi. Odorisi was always a bit obsessive, but he was a good enough fellow. I hope this was quick, whatever it was.
You place your hand against the pillar of luminous Adra. A dim, warm light emanates from the surface, but it feels cool to the touch. Pinpricks dance along your fingers, uncomfortable, but not painful. A woman's voice, scratchy, distant, and halting, echoes in your mind.
Find your soul in him.
You concentrate, peering into the Adra's energy as you would peer into a soul. Its inner light is blinding, but as you become accustomed to it, you perceive the core of the Adra itself, a churning mass of millions of soul fragments. With a jolt, the energy reaches out to you. The Engwithan ruin fragments around you, breaking into incoherent shapes and dissolving to dust, falling into an infinite well of dark gray vapor. Even the ground itself disintegrates into nothingness. All that remains is the murky expanse of the in-between. The Adra pillar, and a skein of golden threads rooted in the pillar that extend far off into the distance. You focus on the threads. You catch glimpses of memories, your memories, mingled among the memories of thousands of other captive souls. The filaments begin to cohere, rapidly twining into a golden cord. With a muffled crack, the cord ripples outward in a violent wave toward the endless distance. The cord undulates over a space so vast that you lose sight of the wave before it finds its end. Then, a heavy creaking, like the sound of mountains shearing under their own weight, washes through the dull gloom of the in-between. A violent force yanks you along the cord at an incredible speed. The murk of the in-between warps erratically, as though you are observing it through an ill-ground lens. Just as quickly as you were pulled forward, you stop, suspended below a massive figure of ancient carved Adra. Like all Adra, it glimmers with energy, but the souls and memories within it are not flowing down. They churn in a vortex that burns at the heart of the statue's mass in some invisible engine. It is Aethys. The great golden cord terminates in his back, sending pulses of energy throughout his limbs as they move. He walks in long, slow strides toward a brilliant pillar of Adra far in the distance. It shines even more brightly in the in-between than Aethys. From within the teeming throng of souls, dozens of eyes look out to you. Through the cord, their collective anguish and despair push at the edge of your mind.
Help us! Please! Help us!
Their voices echo in your mind. Somewhere within their ranks, you can feel the presence of your own soul slumbering deeper in the gyre. You reach out to the lost souls, but the incredible power flowing through Aethys' body repulses you. Not even your Watcher powers can penetrate the massive tides of energy crashing through him. The souls sense your efforts and attempt to breach the surface of Aethys' body, but are instantly pulled back down into the deep well of the statue's heart, as though they were pried from the edge of a great precipice. Aethys' stride slows and stops. His head slowly pivots until its great burning eyes are cast back along the cord. As his gaze meets yours, you feel an overwhelming rush of incredible joy mingled with profound sadness. You have sensed similar anguish in lost souls, but never with this intensity. A soothing voice drifts into your mind.
It takes great bravery to venture through the in-between, even for a Watcher.
A swell of admiration radiates out from the god's heart, a force so intense that it momentarily overwhelms you.
You do not need to follow me, for their sake or your own. Something beautiful is coming. Something that will save us all.
A great light shines from Aethys's brow, so bright that even the souls within him flinch from the source, cowering in fear. Through the glare, you see Aethys's massive arm reach up to grasp the golden cord, the tether carrying energy from the Adra pillar to him, that also suspends your consciousness.
The sun will yet rise, Watcher. You need only wait for its light to come.
Aethys yanks on the golden cord, pulling it from his back. The cord tears into filaments that blacken and dissolve to dust. Without pause, he turns to resume his stride toward the distant pillar of Adra, shining on the boundless horizon. You hear the souls within him cry out for just a moment, before your consciousness is snapped away from them. The in-between goes dark. For a second, you feel a mix of nausea and a sensation like spinning and falling. Then the moment ends. Your consciousness has returned to the Engwithan arena. The world is sideways, the Adra pillar upside down. You flinch at the feeling that you're standing on the ceiling. The disorientation overwhelms you and you collapse to your knees next to the luminous Adra pillar. Previously dim and flickering, the pillar now glows with a strong and steady light. You touch the Adra again, but the chill and prickling sensations you felt before are gone, replaced with a comforting warmth, like the embers of a fire that has just lost its flame.
You all right? Come on, we just got you back. Well, if you're not sure, now I'm worried.
I've seen you commune with souls of the dead, but this looked altogether different. What happened? Already? Moving things along rather quickly this time, aren't we?
What did Gon say? Is he gonna meet us? What do we do next? He charged you with a divine calling, didn't he? Just like he's done for me.
I wonder if he said the same thing to people in Rayet Saris 20 years ago.
I wonder what he's after, and why he's been giving me these dreams. The things I've seen, they leave a mark on your soul. I may not know what Gon's got planned for me, but clearly he wanted me to meet you.